Welcome back. Now let's continue the discussion on how COVID-19 and the subsequent lockdown now is taking a toll on businesses. I'm being joined, especially small businesses now. I'm being joined on the program via Skype by a business consultant, Oluwaseun Olubuyide, who of course joins us from another part of Lagos. Thank you very much, Mr. Olubuyide, for joining us on the program. No doubt, small businesses have been seriously affected, and the truth is that you look at small businesses across this country, they are actually the engine room of the economy. What shape do you think small businesses will take when this lockdown is eventually lifted and things return to normal?
Thank you. The lockdown has really affected so many businesses. In fact, globally, as we all know, and from the supply channels down to financial markets to monetary aspects, fiscal and government, and even individually. So there is pressure already. There is no income and no purchasing power. So I feel after the lockdown, the effects will still linger to few months. Like OECD, they forecasted that the global economy will grow by, I think, 5.9% in 2020. But now, before the lockdown, they had to reduce it to, I think, 4.7 thereabouts. And they even made the pronunciation that this, for us, for globally, for the economy to come up, it will really get to maybe in the next 9 months. So same thing will apply to us in Nigeria here. Small businesses are not finding it funny right now because nobody is doing business. Nobody is earning. So after the lockdown, everybody is starting afresh. So after the lockdown, I see that before we can kick off, it will take nothing less than 9 months. Even though CBN is proposing, or they've proposed palliative, that's a stimulus bill.
Okay,
for
just let me just interject there.
The issue with that is that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that CBN
Hello?
palliatives because it's one thing I want to take you up on. But let's look at the scenario after now, when this lockdown is eventually lifted, because we still don't know. Maybe there would be an extension. But how much job losses do you think we're likely to see if this continues to drag on, especially in the small businesses sector?
Okay, so already, because of the digitalization of businesses right now, you will see that the new work order is already started. We are talking about AI, that is artificial intelligence. So now so many people are working remotely. And now those people or those businesses that they have their staff, those ones hands-on, and I would say those ones that need to come to the office, that need to have contact with prospective clients or prospective customers, to trade. Now they are not working, but the people on digitalization platform, they are working. So I see after the lockdown is a new work order. So there's no doubt there will be loss of jobs for a few months, because businesses will try to bounce back. Already some companies are laying off already, and some are putting their staff on paid leave pending the period of this COVID lockdown. So I see a new work order after the lockdown, and I mean the digitalization of so many businesses. So many businesses will go digital. So many people, for example, if before the COVID lockdown, we used to have 100 people working in an organization. like they're coming to the office, I will tell you that after the lockdown, you will hardly see 60% of them in the office, because now everybody is adapting, and that is the handshake we are seeing right now. Adaptability. People are adapting already to remote working. So that's what I see after the lockdown.
So essentially what you're saying is that the work environment will definitely change. And of course, if you're going to have a change of that work environment where more and more people might be working from home, then there's no doubt that some people will lose their jobs. That's quite clear.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about this issue of the palliatives now. The CBN, of course, has announced a 50 billion naira palliatives now. I mean, these loans anyway. It's not as if the CBN is giving out the money free of charge, especially for small businesses.
Yeah.
Now, what challenge do you think small businesses will face in accessing the loans? Because the CBN says it has started disbursing the loans, but what challenges do you think small businesses face now in accessing that loan?
Okay, my number one problem will be the proper implementation. So when I say proper implementation, we all know that in Nigeria, theoretically, we put things on the table as it is, but when it comes to the practical aspect, we don't really implement as such, as theoretical as we are. So my problem is number one, the implementation, and it goes down to how do we know, or how do we get to know that, okay, this palliative measure or this stimulus bill gets to the roots, to the people who actually need this stimulus bill. Because I tell you, the money is pumped out, the 50 billion is pumped out, but as at yesterday, the application already got into like 80,000, 80,000 businesses, jostling for this stimulus bill. But I tell you, all the 80,000, all those businesses will not get this stimulus bill. And at the end of the day, I don't want to be pessimistic, but at the end of the day, the people that actually need this stimulus bill will not get it. I'm afraid if health sector now should be our priority, because we all know that from time we've not been placing priority into health sector and educational sector, and right now they are the one in the front line, battling with this, fighting this war, this COVID war. We could see what happened with our chief of staff, Abba Kyari, who just passed on due to this. If our health sector is properly funded, we won't be faced. We'll be faced with this, right? But we'll be confident that yes, we'll overcome this. So now this palliative fund, I think priority should be given to health sector and educational sector, because now students are at home, and there is no equity and fairness. Some schools are already running online classes. What about the people who are not able to earn, and maybe their parents are not able to earn right now? There's no purchasing power, so they cannot even afford to put data on, to link up their kids with the other children. So I hope implementation is the problem.
But other than implementation now,
that's the problem.
Okay, other than implementation, 50 billion, that's what the CBN says it is putting down. Do you think it's enough when you consider the sectors now that are eligible for this loan? And let me just read out those those who are eligible for the loan now. You have the agricultural value chain activities, that's one. You have hospitality, that's it includes accommodation and food services. You have health, that's pharmaceuticals and medical supplies. You have airline services providers, manufacturing, stroke value addition, trading, or any other income generating activities as may be prescribed by the CBN. You look at all of these sectors, you think 50 billion would be enough?
It will never be enough. But I feel, I think there's somewhere that they're raising it up to 3 trillion or 3.5 trillion. Another problem I see here is the resourceful engagement. So after the credit facility has been disbursed, so how do we monitor so that we won't be faced with non-performance loan and facility after a few months, maybe after the COVID lockdown? Because the window for this bill, I mean the refund should be spread over, I think, a year. That's like 12 months. So how do we monitor? How do we put measures in place? How do we mitigate against non-performance loan? Because when you disburse to some sectors or some businesses that they don't even have plans, they don't even have plans on ground to hit the ground running, especially maybe manufacturing companies that they are not prepared for this. So how do we manage that? Because there's no doubt, let me tell you, there's no doubt we will be faced with non-performance loan. And that will be a critical issue as well. Now the government is pushing this out. Government also needs revenue to cover up for this.
That's true.
And right now nobody is working, no income. So it's a big concern for me.
And that's quite a valid point you've made, because if you're actually giving people loans and they are still on lockdown, they are not able to work, then how do you expect them to be able to use this money now to work and then pay back? Because, for instance, you say you're giving SMEs, the maximum you're giving to SMEs now is 25 million naira, and for households is 3 million naira. But the fact is that if the lockdown continues to stay and you're giving out these loans, because, of course, as you said, the central bank started giving the loans on Thursday, but the truth is that most of those who are getting the loans now would not be able to work because there's a lockdown. So how do they use the loans and then pay back?
Oh, I didn't hear that, please.
Yeah, I'm saying, so how do they use the money and then pay back?
We are all
if they are not able to work.
So if you give me a loan of, say, X amount now, how do I use it? Because I'm on lockdown, I can't go out. My staff won't be able to come to work. So I feel the priority, like I said, and you and I, we've seen right now that the priority is the health sector right now. So if we work with health sector for now and then NCDC to ensure that everybody is certified to come back to work, like in order to reopen the economy. Then after you can push out this stimulus bill, because if you push out the stimulus bill right now, the money will be there dormant. If at all I'm not using it. But I'm sure that some people will get it, some businesses will get it, and they will spend it on something else. And that is why I said there should be a resourceful engagement. So I'm afraid, because if you're pushing out the stimulus bill right now when everybody is on lockdown, how do we spend the money? How do we make it to use?
And that's quite true. Thank you very much, Oluwaseun Oluboyede, for joining us on the program.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for your thoughts. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, that's it on the program. But if you want to watch it again, it's very simple. Just go to our website, tv360nigeria.com. You'll see this program and lots more there. You can also follow the conversation on our various social media platforms. We thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.